There's like a bunny, I was about to say Bonnie Blue.
Hey, yo! Better than the warm apple pies that Larry Wheels likes to consume. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're following along with Sam to see what exactly is he eating on his latest bulking diet.
All right, I can start the freaking camera from my phone so I don't have to reach around every time we grab a new thing.
Hey, yo, reach around in Whole Foods. Sam going crazy.
I do kind of have a little bit of a specific kind of hair routine.
You're telling me Sam has a hair routine? I thought all he did was that.
So in terms of a grocery trip, you know, let's assume you're just getting whatever the hell your mom's bringing home.
You're living with your mom and you're eating whatever she makes, and you're watching a Sam Sulek video expecting to look like Sam. Guys, he isn't natural, but hopefully you are.
Maybe next time you come in, you've got your regular family list. So that's gonna be just your classic milk, flour, sugar, you know, like an old school 60s grocery list.
I mean, I'm older than Sam's parents, and not even my parents would buy flour, milk, and sugar as part of their grocery list.
It's been a while since I've actually looked at the macros of this, because over the last 2 months, now that prep has been over, I have not been eating so specifically.
Guys, if you think that Sam consistently always tracks all his calories, you're wrong. Since the diet's been over, he's hardly ever looked at the nutrition label. He's rereading it, he's looking at it, and so don't feel like you always have to track everything. What you should be doing, rather than tracking all of your calories, is weighing yourself, perhaps 5 days a week. If the median weight is going up and you're trying to bulk, then you're doing it right. If you're trying to cut, make sure the median weight is going down slowly each and every week. If you're trying to bulk, do the exact opposite. And if it's not, you can then make those changes, either changes in calories or changes in your cardio.
Mixing, you know, serving and a half of just a regular Greek yogurt, 1 scoop of a protein of your choice.
Personally, I'm mixing in protein powder. You can, of course, get that from HDLT supplements. I'm mixing it in with my oatmeal. I'm not mixing it in with my Greek yogurt because Greek yogurt is almost all essentially protein. There's almost no carbs, there's almost no fat, and so if you get fat-free Greek yogurt, you don't need to add any extra protein. However, I would add in some blueberries, strawberries, some kind of fruit to make it more yummy. And if you're like Sam and you want it sweeter, you can add in maple syrup. Of course, you're going to want low sugar maple syrup. Mrs. Butterworks sugar-free. Or you can just simply add in the Splendas, the sugar twins. Remember, I'm not against you using that. I don't think it's bad for your health. I think it's better to use in sugar sweeteners versus adding in a bunch of sugar.
I mean, shit, I'm trying to eat like 50 grams of fat total for the day. So a full dozen of eggs, I mean, that's just not gonna work. But getting cartons of egg whites, a lot easier.
And so Sam has revealed he's not a fan of eating always the whole eggs. Nothing wrong with having some of them, but the fat, it does in fact add up. And so unlike Eddie Abu, yes, you can actually consume the egg whites in particular. If you're not trying to get fat, you consume the egg whites, which is all the protein. And so you buy the carton of egg whites. Rather than buying the whole eggs and spending half your day cracking and deshelling it, just get the egg whites. It really is that simple.
If that's how you're working it, probably gonna wanna lean towards those leaner cost options. But now, let's go get some freaking red meat. Eggs and yogurt. It's a good start.
And so if you're trying to save money on protein, certainly the egg whites is a very good deal. I would also suggest you get some whey protein. That is going to give you a lot of protein per dollar, as well as tuna. Hard to go wrong with tuna fish.
All right, so I've got 2 things that I'm looking for specifically now. So that's gonna be a ground beef and then some sort of steak.
Steak, of course, is amazing. However, it's very, very expensive, as is most of the salmons and fatty fish. But remember, you are what you eat. And so it is important to you. I do suggest you spend some of your money eating the quality foods that you need.
This is something you're gonna wanna look out for. That's gonna be these 2 numbers right here. So 92.8 versus 85.15.
As Sam's suggesting, 92.8 is much healthier. It's less calories, less fat than 85.15. In Canada, when we have something labeled extra lean, it's 90.10. And so y'all in the United States, of which I am in Miami right now, you're all lucky. You have such amazing food choices. And so stop making excuses. You go to the store, you buy what's on sale. Sometimes I'm shocked to see how cheap certain things are. In particular, the milk, the almond milk. It's like, wow, it is so cheap. Other things, not so much. And so do your due diligence, shop based on your budget, and buy what you need.
Maybe not 10, even 5 grams of fat in that ground beef that you're not accounting for. Well, I mean, shit, let's say you eat that ground beef for 5 meals of your 5 or 4, whatever. Well, that's going to be an extra, at a minimum, 20 grams of fat-ish, 180 calories. I mean, some guys are in a deficit that only is 180 calories.
And so in case you don't know this, 85-15 means there's 15 grams of fat per 100 gram serving. If you have a kilogram of meat each and every day, which of course it is a lot, it's about 2.2 pounds, perhaps 35 ounces, give or take, that would be 150 grams of fat. In comparison, if you got 92.8, it would only be 80 grams of fat. And if you got something even leaner, 96.4, 40 grams of fat. And so imagine the calories that you're saving. You can very easily be saving hundreds of calories each and every day by simply changing the type of meat that you're eating.
So I'd say leaner the better.
And so when Sam says leaner the better, he's not talking about your physique, he's talking about the fats that you're eating. It should also apply to the dairy products that you're eating. And so if you want to lose weight, if you don't want to become obese, and remember, this is advice for 95% of the population. 5% of you, you're already lean. You don't have to worry about this. Eat whatever you want. But for the most part, most people watching these videos are not sitting at single-digit body fat. And if they were, you wouldn't have to watch this video. Order leaner cuts of steak. And as Sam suggests, weigh yourself in the morning. You can then make the adjustments. Rather than just tracking how many calories you're eating, what good is the tracking if you're not actually tracking your weight? Oh, you're on a 2,000 calorie diet every single day. Well, that's great and all, but what if you're not losing weight? What if you're losing weight too quickly? And so you can track the calories that you're eating, but if you don't track your weight, you don't actually know what you're doing.
Probably one of the leaner cuts, certainly much more just plain red, as opposed to something like, I don't know if I even know how to cook a freaking chuck roast, but something like this, much whiter, much more marbling.
And so if you're a complete idiot and you don't even know how to use ChatGPT and you can't take a picture and ask certain questions, well, look at the meat that you're buying. Look at Sam's meat. Do you see marbling everywhere? Is it full of fat, or visually, does it pass the eyeball test? It's like doing a body fat analysis. Look at the steak and try to guess how much fat is there. If there's a lot, put it back and buy something else.
All right, this is a little more of just a treat for me because I like it. Sugar-free juice.
Sam pointing out clearly it's okay to eat sugar-sweetened beverages. You don't have to drink plain water. If you want to drink Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, Diet whatever, no calories, no problem. Just try not to drink more than about 10 liters of Diet Pop and diet beverages per day, and you're not going to have any problems getting cancer or any of that. Just don't worry. Now, if you have some disease, some problem, the doctor has warned you against consuming aspartame and other beverages, well, by all means, listen to your doctor. But if you're a normal person, like 99% of the population, feel free and indulge.
Even worse, the people are going to say that a full sugar soda is better than a diet. I mean, this is one thing that kind of perplexes me every time I'm in an airport and I see somebody just they got a full-on Mountain Dew right there.
See, what I don't understand is people who complain that I'm drinking a Diet Coke while they're drinking alcohol. Alcohol is a class 1 carcinogen. The World Health Organization, the WHO, says it's bad. It's essentially poison. And so every drink that you have, I don't care if it's one beer, you are poisoning yourself on purpose. And you're going to sit there and make fun of people for having too much pop, Diet Pop that is, or putting on sunscreen, or eating too much protein. Grow the hell up.
What used to be almost exclusively just the lightly salted plain rice cakes, I'm much more of a fan of the white cheddar.
And so just like Sam, white cheddar, I'm a fan of that. I actually put white cheddar seasoning on my popcorn. It makes it delicious. Remember, I'm having the Smart Pop popcorn. You can make your popcorn at home. It's gonna have significantly less calories than chips or Doritos. And so if you're looking for a low calorie snack, stick to the popcorn, just don't butter it.
I have a certain nostalgia for OG cream of wheat.
And so cream of rice, cream of wheat, oatmeal, pasta, potatoes, rice, whatever you're doing, you just should be continuing to eat carbs. Now, if you're worried about your weight, probably should go easier on the pasta, as of all the carb sources, it's one of the highest ones in calories. Rice is gonna be on the lower end, potatoes, or sweet potatoes is gonna be even lower. But vegetables are where it's at. And so if you are actually trying to diet, Try to eat as many vegetables as possible. Don't weigh that shit out like Ethan was weighing his lettuce. Oh, I had 87 grams here, 83 grams, 180 grams. Just eat the vegetables. It doesn't matter. The more vegetables you eat, the more full you're going to be and the less calories you're going to consume. And so in terms of dieting, I would say you should be eating unlimited amounts of protein, lean protein. Make sure it's lean. For example, fat-free Greek yogurt or cottage cheese, eat it in unlimited amounts. Don't even weigh it out. Vegetables, unlimited. Lean cuts of protein, for example, tuna, fish, chicken breasts, and so on, unlimited. Now, what you do want to limit are your higher carb sources as well as your treats, like your sugary drinks, your candies, your cookies, your pastries, your breads. And so if you actually do that, 95% of you are losing weight. You're thinking, no, there's no way. Try it. Eat as much cottage cheese and Greek yogurt as you want and finish it off with a salad and see how fat you actually get. You ain't getting fat. I dare you to try it. And if it doesn't actually work, of course, did you try GLP Max from Coach Greg? Did you try the recipes from my cookbook? Well, if you did, and I don't believe you because you would have lost weight, but let's assume that you did try it and you still cannot lose the weight. You go to Algorex because what you probably need is a GLP. There's some people in this world born with a bad hand. They have more fat cells, more ghrelin. They're always starving. It's impossible for them to stick to their diet. It wouldn't be hard with the GLP. And do you need enclomiphene? Do you need Cialis, Viagra, telmisartan? Are you losing your hair? Do you need dutasteride, finasteride? What exactly do you need? They sell FDA-approved products. And so if you're interested, code Greg for 10% off. Click the link in the description.
I remember I used to get this one kind of ice cream that I really liked. It was like a bunny, I was about to say Bonnie Blue.
Hey, yo. Better than the warm apple pies that Larry Wheels likes to consume.
I mean, I feel like I've probably had 30 quarts over the course of the last few bulks. Now, some of those were back when I was in school, so I was going a little bit, just a little bit dirtier.
Sam, he was a dirty little boy. Dirty boy he was. 30 quarts of this ice cream, the Bonnie Blue ice cream. And so he's learned a lesson. Rather than the Krispy Kreme donuts and the big burger fries and the whatever else he was eating. Remember, I talked about the chocolate milks and the pizzas he was eating, that isn't the proper way to bulk. And you all said, no, you're a hater. Really, just because I'm spitting facts, that I'm actually giving you information that makes sense, you think I'm a hater. I'm not jealous of people. I make videos on famous people because you like to watch them. And while making these videos, you get to learn about what I actually know. Remember, I've been prepping for over 30 years. I've done 59 competitions. I know a thing or two about putting on muscle and staying lean in the off season. And so if you look at Sam's old videos in comparison to right now, you will see the changes. Sam is a much healthier eater. He's doing everything appropriately because guess what? He wants to live longer than last time. When you're a teenager in your early 20s, you think you're invincible. I mean, did we not just see a certain individual from Brazil pass away? Tragically, after only abusing steroids for a matter of months. Sam has been doing this for years, and so he wants to be here for a long time. He's trying to eat the proper diet, and remember, he promotes cardio almost more than anyone other than Coach Greg. And so he's doing his cardio, he's eating healthy, he's not getting fat in the off season. Now, he is abusing steroids, and hopefully he's getting his blood work. He's never posted this, and so we will never know. If Sam is interested, most certainly go to Algorex. I can make a video going over his blood work to tell him, hey, is he going to die or no, he's okay. But you can clearly see the difference in his diet. He's changed for the better, and so he has excellent information on what to eat right now. Just do not go and follow his very old videos.
The occasional Skittles, the occasional gummy bear, it's certainly not off the table, but in moderation.
It's in moderation. I'm not saying you can't have a Skittle or a gummy bear or a candy, a jujube, some ice cream, but it's not every day. It's the occasional treat. It's about having balance. It's not all or nothing. Oftentimes we see people dieting on chicken, broccoli, and rice, or they're just eating pizza, burgers, and fries. You're allowed to be somewhere in the middle.
Current weight, I think 250 just about. Eating stuff like this over the next few months should climb that ladder up to who freaking knows.
And there it is. Sam's 250 pounds slowly trying to bulk to, well, who knows? You don't just arbitrarily set out on a number, because if you do, it's probably going to be mostly fat. Perhaps it'll be 255, 260, who knows? Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algo for Algorex. Don't forget to watch one of those two groups. And remember, for coaching, to get sponsored, or to carry my supplements into your store and or gym, click the link right now. And until next time, time to touch grass.